All right. Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, William. So you first go ahead, bro. How's it going?
Hello, how are you? Oh, fuck. All right, I'm just up, mate. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, all good, man. What about you? What have you been up to? Saw your
Uh,
message. That
so,
company.
so you've seen the message. Right. So I've just got a few questions with regard to that. So it's happening. Like it's definitely happening. Um, so finance. Right. First things first. Right. I've got a wee list here. Right. I've got a conceptual question.
Yeah.
So this broker had the idea that to get finance because these guys want more money up front, that I could borrow say 100k from someone,
Yeah.
and then with the asset finance that I raise, because I can raise about 100k,
Okay.
I could just pay them back with something extra, and like with the asset finance, so that I'm not giving away equity or anything like that. Do
Okay.
you
So
know what I mean?
yeah. So what's the question?
Well, is that, do you think that's okay? There's no problem with that?
Problem with what?
um, so I would raise, so I would, so I don't need to give away any equity. I would borrow or be given 90, 100, or say 90,000 as a gift, right? And I can use that money, take it to the bank to raise 300,000, 400,000 for an upfront payment.
First of all, yeah, raise whatever you can. I mean, you're talking all over the place, and I want to get you more focused to help you. But even if you need to eventually give up equity, so what? I mean, don't be afraid of that. I mean, it's better if you own 80% or 70% of something than zero of nothing, right? So don't be afraid to give up equity if that's what needed to close this deal. It's really up to you. I mean, try to do this deal without giving away equity, but even if you need to, so what? The
Okay, right. Okay.
moment that you own the business, you're going to have so much more options also for refinance. Going out there raising more capital. So just go in, do whatever you can to close the deal. In my opinion, if you believe in the company.
Okay. Okay, right. So with regard to that, if if I'm right, so once say I own 70% of the company, right? Because there's a way that I can give, as you've seen in the email, I can give Colin, you know, I can buy 20% off him. Anyway, right, let's say I owe 70% without giving anything else away. One of the guys still owns it, 30%. You said with with me even owning 70%, like do I need to have pre-thought of the structure? Like the payment should be okay. I can make payments okay. I'm just concerned about lending and own the bank money after I own 70%. But you think it's not a problem? I should be able to get plenty of money.
Yeah, why should it be a problem? It shouldn't. I mean, you are the business owner. You're majority.
I'm just shitting myself.
Yeah, you're just thinking too much. Just
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
don't overthink it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. With
Think
the
about think
consult.
about think about why it will work, why it should work versus why not, right?
Okay.
And trust yourself that you'll figure it out. I mean, go take the action, do the work, and you'll figure it out. You'll see. It's not whenever you're like right now, you're thinking on things that they're not even are happening, right? You're just thinking about problems that are just in your mind. Yeah.
Guilty. I understand. Okay. Right. Well. One more. Just being a consultant. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just close the deal. Uh, as again, I'm worrying about things going wrong the longer I wait. Um, being a consultant, have you like been your experience? Have you ever done that? Being a consultant first?
Yeah, I've done lots of those. The problem that it's not a problem. It's just that you need to decide when you're a consultant. First of all, do you have the value to bring to the table? For me, I've done few deals where I'm just like, hey guys, here's what I think that the business is worth. And they're like, hey, no, I think it's worth more. So you're telling them, okay, in order to bridge that gap, I believe that we should get the business to X amount of profit. and I believe that I can get there with doing A, B, C. Especially when I had a marketing company, I could go to every business and tell them, hey, look, you think the business is worth this? I think it's worth this. I think we can get there by doing A, B, C. And when we get there, I want an option to buy the business, or you can do it in a different way where I've done in the past. It's like, hey, okay, you think it's worth this? I think it's worth it. So let's say the business is doing 100,000 in profit right now. You can tell them, hey, I believe we can get you to 100 to, let's keep the number simple. I believe I can get you the business to 200,000 in profit. And when I reach that number, when we both reach that number with my help, then I want it to translate into X amount of equity in the business. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
It's another way you can structure it. And then it's up to you on if and what you want to negotiate. You can negotiate some retainer fee on a monthly basis. You can negotiate nothing but just you helping them for free in return for equity down the road. If you get results, it's really up to you on if and how much you value your time and how much you want that deal.
I really want this deal. Like, okay. Right, that's pretty much it. I just need to speak to the accountants, really. I think. Aye. Okay.
Keep it simple. Yeah, don't overcomplicate things. And I'm telling you that because those are words I'm trying to remind myself again and again and again. The more you complicate things, it's like business is simple, guys. It's simple. Get leads, like talk to sellers, talk to financial partners, make offers. That's it. If you're not doing one of those, you're doing something wrong. Did you make an offer this week? Did you talk to those sellers this week? If not, don't expect things to move forward, but don't make it more complicated. All those little nuances, they're great, but you'll figure it out when you get there. Like right now with the consulting or not, you're not really at that point. Wait, see what offer you can make. See if they're telling you yes or no. See what I mean? Don't overthink it. Just think about the next step.
Is the
like
yeah.
Sorry? What?
Is the consultation, do you think that's a last option? Like a later option?
I think, yeah, keep it to the end. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But obviously, in the end of the day, figure out, like, you're having conversations with that owner. You know what's up with him. You know what would be a win for him. So just try to sense it over time. It's kind of like, okay, what will make it deal here?
All right. Okay. I'll just get on it.
Yeah, keep it simple and keep me updated, bro.
No worries. Right. Cheers.
No worries.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Yeah, go ahead. Anyone want to jump in, ask questions, say something, feel free. You just want to say hi, something? I'll give you.
Hey, bro.
Oh, hey,
It's
again.
good to see you.
How's it going, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's going very, very good, very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the other day. That was great. I learned so much from that call.
The phone
That
call?
was really
Good to hear,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he such a cool guy. Yeah.
he's brilliant. I love him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see now, those calls on your own. I mean, it's
Mhm.
that, like you heard about it once. It's like now it's just like not a big deal, right? Just like just a fuck.
Yeah,
That's the world. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the call, like, because I already spoke to the person one time. I already knew a little bit about his business, but yeah, like yourself, I was a little bit confused about exactly what his business was. Like he was talking, timeshares and this and this and this, but learn a lot from that. I'm just curious about the next, so the next step from that. So yeah, of course I get the financials and see if it fits, but if we're working as a group, like what is the next logical step from there?
Yeah. So first of all, and I told you that in private already, but I want to make sure everyone hear that as well. I'm going to create a document that we will sign, first of all, between all of us. So you all feel comfortable, I feel comfortable. We all kind of like making it like legally structured well. But we get numbers. Like with this guy, we just need more companies right now. We need more companies, and then over time we'll get them introduced to each other and make sure that there's the right fit, the right vibe between everyone, the right culture. We'll see that everyone are okay with each other, because when we're going to group them together, it can be either an immediate sell for a different buyer, or ideally we take a few months and optimize it first, right? So in that period, there are going to be conversations between those companies. So we got to make sure that there is a fit between all of them. So right now, it's a matter of, and fit just in terms of vibe, just overall energy, right? The companies shouldn't be too much similar, although it is a benefit. So for example, if we can find in an ideal world some kind of a marketing company that is related somehow to this one, brilliant, right? I mean, it's even a bonus and an extra. Not a must, but ideally, yes. So that's the next steps, basically. We need to build the deal flow. I'm working on that. I know you guys are. I'm working on building us a funnel that we can screen and filter those people faster. Some kind of like a video that you can literally send those guys to watch, to understand the concept. Basically, whatever I said in that phone call, to somehow put into a video, so to make all of our life easier, and then just make it a numbers game. And if you want to share, Reagan, maybe share with some of the other guys, like what are the key lessons that you got from that call?
Yeah, share the actual call or share the key lessons.
No, just share right now. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Just some big lessons, or if you want to share later in the post, whatever you prefer. No worries.
Yeah. Well, I think the main thing is just the positioning, like for the call. Yeah, maybe I should watch it again, and then I'll write about it and whatnot. Like, but yeah, literally, I had a call this morning with another gentleman, and I pretty much just copied exactly what you said word for word, and then changed it for his situation.
Yeah, so I'll work on it to make it better, because I didn't even think about it, right? I was like in the flow. But might be a good idea for me to perhaps create some kind of a structure or a script for you guys to follow in an easier process. Because yeah, I didn't listen to this call again. I don't know, maybe I missed things. Maybe I could make it better. So it's good. It's an back and forth scenario where we can make it better over time. So, but yeah, happy that you get some value from it. Sweet.
Yeah. No, that was really, really good. Yeah. Yeah. On that note, like, yeah, this morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I had a call with another gentleman. He was a much older gentleman. So for him, I think he's in his company 20 years or so. For him, it's going to take time. He's very keen, but it's going to take time to get to the point where he's okay to share financials and whatnot. Like, he's very interested, but yeah, it's several steps down the line, several conversations down the line. Yeah, but yeah, very, very good. The email helped as well, actually. The branded email, because sending so many per day, I had lots of people, like, I send a small amount, there's very little reaction to it. Like, there's maybe one person might mention about it, but you send like 100 a day, and then you're gonna see that there's gonna be enough people saying, it's a little bit suspicious you're sending via Gmail. Yeah, but yeah.
And I love it that you mentioned those lessons, because that's how I can make this program better. Because for me, like, I don't remember the last time I sent an email from the regular Gmail, right? Just because I'm holding so many things so long. But now you guys are doing that, so it's like, okay, cool. Here's another lesson that I can help you with. But yeah, definitely, it's so simple to create that branded email, right? And overall, guys, like, for those of you who are not using cold emails, we are now using also. We started a campaign for cold email campaign to bring in leads for this marketing group as well. It's working amazingly well. So we're trying to warm up, like, the amount of emails we're sending per day. And if you want, check a software. But then we are using, I think, Replyify. That's the name, I think, of the software. I could talk to one of my guys to see if he can maybe even record. I'll see if he's okay with that, recording like a video on how he's doing that and stuff like that. That might help. And I know Anand is getting great results from LinkedIn. literally just adding people and messaging them there. So yeah, it's worked. I love those methods much more than just like, I don't know, letters or cold calling. I think they're much better. But yeah, everyone use whatever you prefer.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey Sheen, how's it going?
Living the dream, man. Just living the dream. But yeah, I had to burn my fucking $100 yesterday, sitting in the parking lot like a crack.
Dude, well, fucking no.
You do it. But why are you crawling? But yeah, so I've had a few phone calls, and it's like I'm getting better. I learned. First off, I start off by saying thank you for taking the time to have this call with me. And I pretty much Reagan said, like I pretty much emulated damn near verbatim, word for word, what you've been saying in your calls. To the extent that I do, hey, there's 2 companies on the Gold Coast. They're about $5 million in revenue, and we're going to have some cross-selling and upselling opportunities. The whole shtick. And then one of the guys asked me about the big buyer this week. And I was like, okay, I'll get you some information on that once you get once we do the NDA and I see your financials, I know you're serious. I'll give you all the information you can handle on the big buyer. But I don't have any information. So, I mean, he didn't send me an NDA or send me any information back, but so that was kind of one question. And then the second one, is the actual bolt-on acquisition strategy the actual long-term goal? Because I do have smaller players who are doing like 100K in EBITDA. And then some guys who are doing, say, 400 to 500K in EBITDA. The 400 or 500K guys are the ones that I'm really trying to get to push into that merger space. And the smaller ones, I would just rather acquire them. But they, I mean, that part doesn't really matter. They don't really want to stay in the day-to-day because they're so small. And then not being able to retain a larger equity stake in their new co, they would rather kind of just sell out rather than stay working for someone else's firm.
Got it. So in terms of a buyer, and thank you for sharing with me all that feedback, because that helps optimize the process for you guys. In terms of buyer, and I think I said it in the call that I sent you, Reagan, and feel free to share that with me if you want. It's your deal, right? I'm happy for you guys to listen to that as well. But in terms of a buyer, there are a few exit routes that we can take with that group. One of them is a private, basically a trade buyer, right? So like a big private company or a private equity firm that can buy this group. Another one is an IPO. So I got a few contacts out there of people who either have an existing company that is already traded, or contacts that we can eventually do our own IPO. And that's part of a process that we can take as well. It's just going to take much longer and just going to require some capital so we basically buy a shell from a public company, and then we can like a trade swap. I don't want to get you into that, but it's definitely one of the options. The goal here is to sell them. And you know what, Reagan, really share that with Sheen. I think it will really, really help you to understand that the goal here is to create a group of companies who understand the value of being in a group versus operating as an individual or trying to sell as an individual, right? Now, when we regroup, there are tons of options that we can have. And it really depends on the shareholders in that group. And the shareholders are us plus the owners of each of those businesses. So whatever is a win for everyone, that's what we're going to do, right? If it's to immediately sell the business to a private buyer, if it's to continue and optimize the business first as a group and share different best practices between those groups, or perhaps do those cross-sellings and saving costs on synergies. So for example, we don't need, and it really depends again on who are the individuals, but for example, we don't need multiple finance departments or HR departments, right? We just need like one. So we can definitely save costs on that. And then we can optimize that group and sell it again, either do an IPO or sell it to a private buyer. We don't even need to do those optimization if we don't want. We can just immediately try to sell it. But obviously we're going to get less multiples versus if we're going to first optimize things, right? Now, all those decisions we're going to take those decisions together as a group, ideally, because everyone going to have their own goal, right? Someone is telling us, hey, I just want to sell and exit as soon as possible. The other guy is like, you know what? I think we should optimize the business first. So based on that, we make the decisions together and move forward with that. So the best way to sell those individuals is that, hey, sell them the benefits of being in the group, and then tell them we have multiple exit routes that we can take as part of the group, and we're going to make those decisions together as part of the kind of like the shareholder agreement with everyone.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that clarity. Because now I know exactly how to position the exit. Because I was literally just verbatim stealing what you had said for the potential exits with the merger, the bolt-on acquisitions. But I didn't know if it's, hey, they hit $1 million in EBITDA. Now we push them over to a trade buyer, and they do take over the brand and culture. And they do change. I was like, so I didn't know kind of how to position everything more properly. But
I'm curious which call you're listening to. I think you're listening to very like old calls. I'm curious, but
yeah,
I'd say check with Reagan the call that I did this week and follow that. And I'm gonna do more of those calls. I think I have a few calls this week already with marketing companies. I need to check. I'm almost sure, but the more I'll do them, I'll share with them. I'll share them with you guys so you can learn and listen. And over time, we'll kind of like structure a better script.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I've been listening to while I've listened to all 90 of the ones on Dropbox already, and I just went back and that's what I listened to. It just plays in the background while I'm hitting up people on LinkedIn, you know, out here shooting shots.
Sweet. So yeah, listen to the new ones, because literally some of those calls are on Dropbox are like 3 years ago, and there's nothing wrong, but we're getting better, right? Sweet, awesome. Dean, you want to say anything, bro? Or how are you doing?
Yeah, really well. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. Hey, I've got where am I up to at the moment? I've got 2 deals going at the moment. One deal that's the business owners just signed the letter of intent and the vendor financing agreement. So we're stepping into 8 weeks of exclusivity now. So I tried to stretch it out to 12 weeks.
Yourself on the back for a second. Well done.
Yeah. It was really good, actually. Yeah, it's really good because even the broker, because I'm dealing with a broker at the moment, he actually said congratulations as well. He was like, "This is actually a really good deal." I'm really proud of you for being able to close this. So, working closely with the broker, he's getting me all the information as well. How I found you initially, Moran, was through Carl Allen's obviously course there as well. His list that he uses, would you recommend that, like with all the information? Like, because I just sent into the chat there as well. Like, there's literally all the dot by dot choices there. When stepping into this phase of the due diligence phase with the legalities, accountants, and obviously the background research, is that information I sent through into the chat, I guess, a good outline of what I'm going to need first off?
What do you need? What is it? So for due diligence, yeah, you need at least that. At least.
At least?
Yeah, that's like the
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You need, yeah, you definitely need all those, 100%.
Okay, gotcha.
Because
I sent that list off to him. He's going to set up a Dropbox where he's going to drop all that information in.
Brilliant.
So,
but if you have accountants and lawyers, they can help you with everything you need as well. So, yeah. 100%. Dude, well fucking done. Seriously, good job.
So that one I'm looking at closing in 8 weeks' time.
Yep.
My second deal that I've got at the moment, I had a business owner meeting probably about 2 days ago now. The business owner is definitely motivated. He's been having a lot of health issues, but also I asked him during the business negotiations and whatnot. I said to him, "What do you think the biggest bottleneck, the biggest struggle that you're having in the business at the moment is?" And he said himself. He says, "It's actually me." He says, "My health and everyone else can notice in the business that I'm lacking and I can't drive the business like I used to." He decided to go straight into negotiations about finance and numbers. I didn't want to go there, but he jumped straight into it. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to go here." But he just jumped straight into numbers. He's like, "All right, how are you going to pay for it?" I was like, "Okay, I don't want to waste your time." I just went straight to it then. I said to him, "What I'd be looking to suggest is some sort of seller or vendor financing." He said, "No, don't want to do it." Straight away. But then I started talking about his employees. I'm like, "Okay, let's just put that on the side for a moment. Let's talk about your employees. You know, what do they want? What's important to them?" And then they said, you know, they're all happy at the moment. They're still wanting to grow. They've been looking after me a lot. And I got him really emotional. And I noticed I hit it. I noticed I hit the right point on that note. And then he started going off his own tangent. I just sat there just listening to him for about like a good 10 minutes. And then I actually brought the financing back in and I actually linked it back to his employees. And I just said to him, if I'm a good fit for your employees, how do you feel this transition will work best for you? do you think that we'd be able to, maybe defer it over a certain period of time, just if I'm a good fit for them? Because like, how about your admin staff? And I started drifting it across the admin staff as well. Are they wanting to stay? What are their goals as well? And then just bringing it all together. And then by the end of the conversation, we didn't close anything off. I just closed it off. This is a great business. I feel that you've been working hard in the business for the last 10 years. And I feel like you positioned it in a way that's actually ready for growth. I said to him, but hey, let's reconnect in, let's say, a week's time. And we'll see if we're a good fit for each other. On that same day, he emailed me back on that same day after I left the business meeting. He said, Dean, it's refreshing to see someone as young as you and as ambitious. He said, if we can look at maybe getting a guarantee on the deferred payments, then I'd be open to a different offer as well. And so then he gave me a counter offer. Now we're still in negotiations and just seeing where it all lies there as well. But the biggest thing here was for me is that, where was it? I wrote down some notes here. He started qualifying me because I'm very young. I'm a very young looking guy. And he said to me, Dean, this is a big decision. He goes, how old are you? I knew straight away it was a qualifying question. I said to him, I'm 24 years old. And he said, oh, this is a pretty big decision. And I said to him, no, it's not. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I've done this before. I'm confident in my skills and my ability to be able to lead a business. He's like, but then I just asked him another question. And that's where I asked him back, what's your biggest struggle in the business? And then he was just like, oh, okay, well, geez, you put me on the spot now. Well, he put me on the spot. I have to put you on the spot. So that's how it works. But that was probably the biggest takeaway. I just got to connect with him, and then we're still in negotiations. But I guess the biggest question for me is when he says guarantee, I got sort of confused when he's asking for a guarantee for the monthly payments. I'm sure that's something I can sort out with my solicitors, but I'm just trying to run the numbers to see if the monthly payments, the monthly deferred payments would actually work based off the cash flow of the business as well. As well. So I guess that's a big part for me. The biggest thing is these two businesses are in the same sector. And so if I can close one of them off and then close the secondary one, I'm going to merge the contract straight away because one's a servicing business and one's a installments sort of business. So they can both wrap around each other immediately. But that's where I'm at the moment. 8 weeks time. And yeah, so I'm really trying to pull.
Well done, dude. Well fucking done. And in terms of guarantees, I mean, just ask him what guarantees would make you happy, right? Just it's again, sales process. Figure out what would make him happy. Some people will want personal guarantees. Some will want other guarantees. What I like to do is to have to give them some kind of a clawback over the business. So you tell them, hey, look, I mean, I wouldn't suggest it at first. I'd first figure out exactly what he wants, and kind of like as a last option. I'm happy to give you a clawback on the business. So if for whatever reason I'm not paying you for like a quarter, or obviously make it sense, so it makes sense for you. I don't know, if I don't pay you for like 3 payments, if I don't pay you 3 payments, you can take the business back or something like that, and then you have nothing to lose, right? So it's a clawback.
That makes sense.
But I would wait and figure out exactly what would make him happy, because perhaps it might be just like, I want to guarantee that, I don't know, you're gonna show up and call me once a week, right? Just figure out what he wants.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense as well. Find out exactly what he wants. Clawback clause in the agreement there as well, because he had a bad experience with a previous company that tried to buy him about a year ago, and they broke confidentiality, and so he lost trust straight away in the entire process because it was exactly the same, the vendor financing clause, and that's immediately why he said no. He put his door straight up and he just I don't want to do any vendor financing with you. And then after you ask a couple more questions, you find out really what's going on underneath there as well. That the business itself, I valued it around 800K, and he's selling it to me. His counter offer was 570K. Probably around 60% up front though, but the rest 40% over 12 monthly installments. I'm trying to balance it out and see if the cash flow will work. I don't know yet. I don't know but it's just so undervalued that it just makes sense to buy it. But I don't know yet.
Hey, Dean, I got a question for you.
Yep.
You said that it was going to offer some vertical integration as far as the two companies go?
Yeah.
Are you accounting for that in your evaluation of the new co? Of your new
I'm not.
for the-
I'm not thinking about merging them just yet. I don't know why. I don't know. I was gonna. I don't know much of that. I guess the structure side of it in my head yet. I haven't spoken to my accountant about it just yet. We haven't gone into the depths of how it will work and whatnot. I don't know if there's any benefits. I'd assume there is, because I'm looking to buy, because I'm based here in Australia. I'm looking to buy other businesses along the east coast of Australia, so I can own the whole east coast in terms of this particular sector, and then move across to New Zealand as well. And so that's sort of, I guess, my 10-year plan. But yeah, own the whole east coast in this particular sector, and then move slowly across.
Okay, I was just wondering if you were factoring the vertical when you were valuing the second company. That was my primary question.
Does that?
It makes
How would
sense.
that impact my valuation? Yeah.
It's like if you knew that you have say cross-selling or upselling, or you knew you'd be able to reduce your back office accounting or expenses by X amount. If you knew that, it's like why people can buy SaaS companies at a higher multiple than we can afford to, because they know that they day one have some integration and they're going to achieve X amount in value. I didn't know if you were going to be getting such a large value on top of it being substantially devalued up front for the acquisition.
Yeah, I've got to look at that, don't I? Because I know from, let's say, the company A that I'm buying, that one of their biggest clients is McDonald's. So they service a lot of McDonald's. And there's a new article brought out literally in February that McDonald's is looking to spend $500 million in Australia on expansion for new restaurants as well. And we've got all of those contracts. But the thing is, though, this particular company doesn't do any maintenance or servicing of those particular jobs. They just get in and get out. And so the other company would follow up behind and service all that. And so they take all the contracts behind. And so that's how I'm looking to merge it there as well. But that's all I know so far about the company and what the contracts and whatnot.
Okay, a lot of clear. Thank you.
Good job.
What I'm picturing is like with a solar company that I was trying to acquire before doing the reverse exit. It was like selling the solar panels on one company and then purchasing another company that comes back and cleans it and does the maintenance on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good job, Dean. Well done. Keep us updated. Oh, and Chin, by the way, I just remembered that you asked about those companies doing like 100,000 or so. I mean, first of all, definitely try to buy them yourself if you want, or keep them in the pipeline, and perhaps, yeah, they can be like a bolt-on in the future. 100%.
The main, because I was thinking the same thing. Like if you're under 250, I'll buy you outright 2 to 3 times multiple.
Yeah.
The problem that I was running into is that those guys want to kind of stay on. They either want a stack full of cash to run away, helter skelter, or they want to stay. They want to retain some type of equity in their company going into the new co. And so I said the same thing I defer to when I don't know what to say, which is, all right, well, hey, here's the next step. We'll get to the financials, and then once we get like if the financials work, we can make any deal work.
Yeah, I see. Got it. So yeah, definitely start with getting their financials, and then just start to have more conversations. I mean, just have more conversations with them, figure out what they want, and figure out if you can get to that deal with them. Yeah.
Well,
Great. Yeah. Anything else, guys? And by the way, brilliant call. Are you okay with me posting this, perhaps, like on YouTube or something? Sweet. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm just want your permission. Not sure even if I'll even do it, but brilliant call, guys. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Good. Sweet. All right, guys. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll be in touch. See you next week, and we'll be in touch during the week. Any question, reach out.
Man, have a good weekend.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye.
See you
Cheers,
later.
Moran. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye, boys.
Hello.